refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast, and I've got to say I'm delighted to be joined by Willy Gilheaney. Willy, I was told that you're the Wales' best kept secret. Am I wrong?
No, definitely not. Big things in the future, mate. Big things.
Good, and it's exciting to have you on IFL TV, obviously. First and foremost, how's things? How's training going?
All right, mate. All right, yeah. Just finished a bit of a run not long ago.
All right, good.
Trying to do a bit like.
Well, let's talk about then. Obviously, you're looking to get. I tried to do a little bit of research on you. Found you on Instagram. You haven't posted much. I think you've got three posts on Instagram. Tried to find little bits and pieces here and there, and I've seen you hit the bag and whatnot. So, yeah, for people that don't know who Willy is, just give me a little background on what your amateur background is and what you hope to do in the pro ranks.
Well, I had 39 fights as an amateur. And my last fight, I was 17 years of age. Like, so from 10 to 17 in that 7-year period, I had 39 fights. I won 30. I was a 6-time national champion. Shared the ring with some very, very good fighters. Some unbeaten professionals now, like Billy Stanbury and Jamie Evans and people out there. Like, I've been in the ring with some good people, sparred some world-class fighters. I mean, so I've done a little bit in the sport. Like,
well, that's good. Obviously, you said your last fight was 17. So how old are you now then? So how long was it since your last fight?
I'm 26. I got married when I was 19. Had a few kids and lost love for the sport a little bit.
Right.
Put on a lot of weight. And obviously I fell out of love with sport, so I wasn't training that day. I put on a lot of weight and left the sport for a while. And the other day I was about 17.5 stone. I was really fat. I was drinking all the time. And I went up, my little brother's trained with Enzo. So I went up to see them to pick them up. And Enzo called me in for a round on the pads. And I was breathing out my arse after about a minute and a half. Do you mean? But just that minute and a half just give me that little bit of a, do you mean?
Yeah.
I fell back in love with the sport. I got myself back in. That was on a Friday. I joined back the gym Monday.
And Enzo, just let everyone know when you say Enzo, you're talking about big Enzo Macronelli.
Enzo Macronelli, yeah. One of Wales' best ever champions, yeah.
There you go.
What it was on a Friday in the middle of February. And I had a bit of a hangover. I turned up at the gym, done a round on the pads, and instantly then just, do you mean, I fell back in love with it. I joined back up on the Monday and didn't look back. I've lost over 4.5 stone now, almost 5 stone. And obviously, professional, like I will be fighting. I think my first fight is by the end of July.
Oh, good stuff. Well, listen, well done to you for losing the weight as well. And obviously falling in love with the sport again. I mean, it's been almost 10 years since your first competitive fight. So obviously, going into a professional ring with smaller gloves, shirt off, no vests, no head guards. Because I know 10 years ago you would have fought with the head guards. How excited are you? Is it more excitement than nerves at this stage?
To be honest, I have no nerves at all. I'm more nervous about this interview than I have been. I've been sparring some top boys. Do you mean? So,
yeah. Well, I've got that effect on most people. They get nervous to stop me. So. Yeah. So obviously, excitement then.
It's I'm excited, to be honest. I'm more proud than anything of where I've come from. Do you know what I mean? I've lost a lot of weight. You mean and in a short amount of time, and I just can't wait to get in the ring.
Obviously, you were 17 stone. You said when you went back to the gym, you've lost a lot of 5 stone. So you're around about that 80 kilo, 12 and a bit stone, 13 stone mark. So is there more weight to come off, or will you be camping? I know your first fight you said to me before I pushed record is going to be super middleweight, but is there any hopes of going down to maybe even middle?
Maybe for future title fights, I'd like to try and get down to middle, even if I could do it light middle. Do you know what I mean? But we'll see how it's going. But the first fight, I think super middle. I think that's the first step.
And trained by obviously Enzo Macronelli, man. I love big Enzo. So how's it like being? Obviously, you done a round on the pads with him, and you fell in love with it. So how's this sort of team? You and Enzo, how is that sort of dynamics working?
Well, to be honest, Enzo's not really like a trainer. Enzo's more like family. I've known him all my life. Do you mean? Enzo's dad was my original trainer, but I also trained my dad, trained my grandfather. Do you mean? My family, like I come from a fighting family, and they've just literally been around Enzo and Enzo's dad all their life. Do you mean? Like they're more like family to us than, you mean than a trainer.
Well, I think that stands you in good stead, because I think I spoke to somebody a few months ago when we were talking about the Joshua situation. You almost need that father and son or brotherly sort of connection between your trainer and the fighter. And I think is that what you've got with Enzo?
It is, yeah. Obviously, he's the type of trainer, like some trainers can't do it, but he's the type of trainer that can beat you up, like, so you can't really say too much to him. You've got to kind of kiss his ass a little bit.
Has he beat you up?
No, he hasn't beat me up yet, thank God. I listen to everything he says.
Good stuff. Professional debut end of July then, obviously your first competitive fight in 10 years. What's going to happen then? Are you eager to impress in terms of, a lot of fighters say they don't go looking for the knockout, if it comes, it comes, but what kind of performance are you hoping for?
Yeah, I'm not like anybody. I'm all for knockouts. You know what I mean? I love the knockout. My favorite fighters, like, obviously are boxers and that there, but I want knockouts. I want to be like a Mike Tyson kind of fighter. Do you mean?
That's a big name. That's a big name drop there to fight like Mike Tyson.
Yeah. I want to be a proper finisher.
Good. Well, I think that's what fans want. That's why we tune into the sport. We want to see the knockouts, even though you get a lot of fighters that say, I'm not going to look for the knockout, but if it comes, it comes. But you seem to be the type of fighter that's like, nah, I'm going for it. If I see it, I'm going for it.
Yeah. If I can knock them out, I'm going to knock them out. You know what I mean?
Brilliant.
I want knockouts.
Yeah, listen, that's music to my ears as well, and probably every boxing fan in the country.
Obviously, I'm a fan myself. I watch boxing all the time. I love it. But you don't really want that like slugfest for like a couple of rounds. I mean, you want to see the knockout. Everybody does. That's what you pay for.
So how would you describe? You mentioned Mike Tyson there and going for the knockout. So how would you describe your fighting style that somebody doesn't know you?
I would say my style is like, I'm a slick, elusive counterpuncher. I can switch stance. I'm both southpaw and orthodox, and extremely powerful in either hand. You know what I mean?
There you go.
And I've got a good chin as well.
Well, that just adds up. That's just an absolute recipe for a fan-friendly fighter, I think. Is that what you aim to please? Obviously, you've got a lot of time to make up, I think, because you're 27, turning pro, 26, probably going on to 27, you're turning pro. So do you feel like you've got a lot of time to make up in the sport and get to where you need to be quicker than most?
Obviously, I've got to be fast-tracked realistically, but at the end of the day, I think even if I turned pro a couple of years ago, I don't think I'd be as ready as I am now. Mentally, you mean I'm in the right place to turn professional and to go as far as I need to go.
I was speaking, obviously, that people are saying that you're Wales's best kept secret. Wales has produced some great champions. I mean, Joe Cordina just lately. You've had Lee Selby, Enzo, Joe Calzaghe. Some top boys down in Wales. Obviously, Nathan Cleverley as well. So, are you, when they say Wales's best kept secret, is that future world champion?
I hope so, and I think so. But like, I don't want to sound too cocky, but I think so. You know what I mean? Enzo's singing a lot of praise for me. Richie Garner, they have a lot of praise for me. Like, you mean, a lot of hope for me. Well,
listen, you've got to be cocky in this game. Well, a little bit cocky anyway.
A little bit. Yeah.
One for me then, Willie, because it's a Sunday. You probably want to chill, and maybe you've just finished a run, so maybe you want to go and relax a little bit. So one final one from me then. What's going to happen on your professional debut?
It's going to be an absolute blitzkrieg. I'm just going to annihilate him. I'm just going to walk straight through him. I'm going to walk him onto a big punch and just completely take him out. Mike Tyson style highlight reel knockout.
Listen, that's music. I think every boxing fan, like I said, that's music to their ear, because that's why we tune into the sport. So, yeah, listen, who knows? I might even be at the show, or we'll have somebody from IFL down there at the show. So you'll definitely have a IFL microphone in your face at some stage rather than a Zoom call. But Willie, this is going to be the first of many interviews, so get used to this.
Yeah.
And listen, I'll see you in the next one, mate. So keep training hard.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Andy. Andy, I just want to give a shout out to my sponsors, if you don't mind.
Oh, of course you can. The floor is yours. On you go.
Yeah, the Compliance Brothers is one of my sponsors. I just want to give them a shout out. R&J Metals and R&J Brickwork as well. And obviously, I want to thank Dan and the boys at Vote Boxing for sorting out the interview, and yourself, obviously, Andy. I want to thank Enzo and Richie as well for sorting out my professional license.
My absolute pleasure, Willie, honestly. And like I said, this is going to be the first of many, so get used to these interviews. And yeah, until the next one, mate, keep training hard, and I'll speak to you soon.
God bless you, Andy. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, brother. Thank you.
Cheers.
Because I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncers guilt rings.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.